9, 8.
You're watching the Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey everyone, you are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich, and I'm alone tonight because Mr. Dez is in Japan. So stay tuned. We've got some great comic books, and I got a giveaway for you. Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Chat. As I said, I am Beardy Rich, the comic book Beardy, and I am alone tonight. I am riding solo as my co-host and friend Desmond is in Japan right now, and that is him, the Nemo 6. Hello, Easy Reader. Hello, Kelly. Hey, Paul. Hello, Steve. Yes, Des is very big in Japan. He saw Iron Maiden. I didn't even know he liked Iron Maiden, but I can't wait to hear that story next week. We've got some great comic books tonight. Since I am alone, I've got a little bit more time to talk about some of my favorite books, some books that I'm really not liking, and then we've got 3 brand new number ones for you at the end of the show. And as always, we have a giveaway. You can win, just for watching tonight, this Dazzler number 1 in 25, Yasmin Putri Dazzler variant. Hello, Dad Beardy. All right, so type in hashtag EXPTGC variant to enter the giveaway. I have a note that I have to read. All right, use Experience TGC variant to enter on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. The winner will be announced. We'll pick it right at the end of this show. You can only win once per 30 days. And Desmond really wants to get this out of his house. So hashtag EXPTGC variant. Space case, you need to add the word variant to there, just like Easy Reader did. And we will get you in for that. So how is everyone doing tonight? It is a beautiful warm night here in San Francisco at the Beardy Crap Stand. And yeah, so I would like to know from you viewers who have been watching us, is there anything that you would want Des and I to maybe review or watch or read for the future? Des, I never said I wanted it, but I'm happy to give it away. We're talking about the variant, the Dazzler variant. Yeah, just, is there anything that you guys maybe would want to us to do, to talk about? Trying to stay dry. Oh yes, please be safe down there, everyone in Georgia, the Carolinas, and Florida. You know, we don't get them here in California. We just have extreme heat every day and no rain. So be safe. Definitely be safe. Des took flight 666. No, that would be me going there, actually. That's the flight I would take. I actually just travel through the darkness into places. Wouldn't that be cool? It's 10 a.m. Friday in Japan, huh, Des? That's nothing. You're used to getting up way earlier than that. Well, all right, everyone. Let's get started, because I would like to talk about this book, because next week we have Absolute Power number 4 and DC's All In number 1. We're going to be reviewing both of them. Please don't tell him he's stuck in the future. Then you're going to get him thinking he has powers and he's going to predict things that happen. No. All right, everyone, let's get started. So the first book up is Absolute Power Origins number 3. Now, this has been a side book for the origins of Amanda Waller, showing you exactly why she hates superpowered people, what she has done in her life to position herself in the DC universe where she is as big as she is. I got the variant cover because it shows basically the original Suicide Squad that came out of the Legends miniseries. This is the team I grew up with, I read, and I love. So reading this, learning about how and why she's done this, and really the toll it took on her family as well. So let me do this real quick. The writer is John Ridley. Althea Martinez was the penciler. Norm Rapmund was the inker. Andrew Dahlhaus did the coloring, and Steve Wands did the lettering. And the main cover is done by Edwin Gallman and Pasquale Ferreira. That would be that. So it is not really a retcon. I think they're retconning a little bit of it. But it definitely is her backstory. You know, she lost her husband. She lost a daughter. She's not on good terms with her family by the end of this. It was an interesting look. I think they made her a little less, I don't want to say human, but she really has a mad on for A, to have power, and B, the vigilante. She really doesn't like it. And what's interesting is, I don't know if anyone read the original Suicide Squad when her and Batman kind of went head to head. But in this, they kind of harken back to it, because Batman comes into the prison, goes through everyone just to say, I see you. That's it. And one of the best things, and this is one of the things I've loved since I've been reading comic books for so long, especially DC, is Batman used his Matches Malone secret identity. It's this weird little, this weird identity that throughout the decades he's used. So I was really happy that Ridley went back and actually used that. That's how he snuck into the prison. I would say, if you are a Amanda Waller fan, you would want to pick this up in a trade. It's only 3 issues. I don't know how they're going to trade the Absolute Power stuff yet. I would love it if they gave us all just one giant omnibus, because it's only 4 issues of the main book. And then the side stories, they could do it all in one book, charge like $75. It'd be worth it, because the whole thing has been amazing. Malone drag. Yeah, Kelly, he did male drag. He did. As Matches Malone. He's used it a ton of times. Hello, Kenneth. Welcome in. So this leads into our second book of Absolute Power. And yes, it's kind of crazy that not have been reading DC books, I am all in, get it, all in, on this Absolute Power books. I've read every crossover tie-in except for the Superman books. I didn't feel they were absolutely necessary to the main story. The difference between the Absolute Power tie-ins and, say, Marvel's crossover events is that DC actually made each crossover title and tie-in book made to the story. You didn't have to read these. You could read the main Absolute Power 1 through 4. But if you want to know how and why things were put into place, for example, the next book, Green Arrow, Absolute Power Green Arrow. This has been running because, again, we talk about spoilers here. Green Arrow betrayed the Justice League. He betrayed all the heroes by working with Amanda Waller. And in this issue, he even gives up his family. It was crazy. He saves the day. On the cover is Bright, and you learn he is from Earth 3, and he was a White Lantern. And something happened. Amanda Waller finds him, gives him this new suit of armor, and now he's taking down Green Arrow's family. Green Arrow steps in and then turns them all over. It's been a very interesting read as to why Green Arrow would do this. And in issue 17, which is in October, you're going to learn exactly the whys he did this and the fallout, because he literally betrayed his sons, everyone he calls family. And the funny thing is, Cheshire is there. And if anyone doesn't know, I'm really happy that DC kept Cheshire and Roy, and they still have their daughter. That was from, the 80s and 90s. So, yes, Des, what? Cheshire is like, I hate this family, because she unfortunately gets caught with them. So for this, the writer is Joshua Williamson, who you need to read his Birthright. Birthright was a series that came out many years ago from Image Comics. It is amazing, and I'm really glad. Hey, Jabroni Chief. I'm really glad that he went to DC, and as he's been telling fabulous stories with DC. The artist is Amake. I'm very sorry. Nuhalapan and Sean Isaacsi. Um, the art on this has been great too, by the way. But yeah, in it, Green Arrow is he's still full force. But the difference with Green Arrow not being exactly on Waller's side 100% is he is also working on something against her. And in these last couple issues, you've been seeing that. And in this, Black Canary comes through. And I mentioned the Superman book because in the Superman book, Zatanna and Superman try to find how the heroes who really can't go anywhere because all the Amazos are out, they now travel through the shadows. And so Black Canary goes to talk to Green Arrow. It's a great maybe 2 pages, and it's very telling as to she feels very hurt and betrayed by him. And he's like, you need to go or I'll turn you into. Like, wow. Great, great stories. Which leads to a book that I'm really, 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 really excited to read. This has been Absolute Power Task Force 7. And this has been, hey, Barlord, welcome in. This has been an interesting book because unlike Marvel tie-ins where you get a story about a hero that has nothing to do with the main story, Task Force 7 has been smaller stories about other heroes affected by what Amanda's been doing. Hello, Louise Piazza. Welcome in. Yes, everyone, be sure to do EXP TGC variant to win our variant. More on that later. So this book was about the Global Guardians. Oh my God, the new Guardians, which came because of Millennium, and an Inter one. I was not familiar with the Intercorps. Intercorps is Red Star, and I remember Red Star from the very old New Teen Titans, and he was the Russian hero. The art in this book was very, 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 very strange. It wasn't bad. The writer was Dan Waters. The artist is Fran Gallen. And I think this is a person to watch for. The form, it's very painted. It's a very painted kind of style. The letterer is Dave Sharp, and the cover artist for that was Pete Woods. And yeah, the Global Guardians, I remember reading the Global Guardians in the freaking Super Friends comic book. That was my first introduction to them a long time ago. Let's just say a long time ago. And I always liked them because they were made up of the weirdest heroes. Just the weirdest heroes that weren't very mainstream. They would never be mainstream. And the writer does a really good job of introducing who each hero is. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about it would be nice if the writers put who the person was. It was the Justice Society, because it was all the Legionnaires and the substitute heroes. And I think they missed an opportunity. Well, here they actually put people's names in. So like the Wild Huntsman, Little Mermaid, Night Runner, all these heroes that you don't really see in DC Universe anymore makes an appearance because the Amazo on the cover of this cover, or on the cover, has sapped all of Martian Manhunter's powers. So he has the telepathy. Yes, Barlord, knowing who they are is always good because it gives you the opportunity then to get on your phone or your computer and Google them, and you're introduced to all these whole new. Yes, Bawana Beast is in it, but they don't call him that anymore, Des. They call him Freedom Beast. So it even says Freedom Beast from South Africa, successor to Bawana Beast. And yes, he is in it. Jet, I was really excited to see Jet. I don't know how many of you all remembering the Millennium series that came out, and they introduced the new Guardians, and it was marred in horrible, stereotypes, Kind of like Freedom Flight. Yes, Kelly. Tasmanian Devil was in it. Jack-o'-lantern. I don't know. It was just good to see all these people again. And they actually defeat the Amazo for the first. I mean, the American heroes can't defeat him, but these guys do defeat him. But he's a robot, so, he gets better and goes after them. I've been very excited for this book. It's been a really good read. And it actually still ties into some of the other stories that have been going on. For example, it also covers when Diana and Damian have been working together, which that was in Wonder Woman. That's been amazing. I've just been loving this whole Absolute Power storyline. And I like it because it's tight. It isn't all encompassing. It's not taking every DC book. It's not making you buy every DC book. It's giving you short chapters, and they all matter. They matter in some way. So next week we get Absolute Power number 4. I cannot wait to read this. Our lunar shipment, and that's who we get DC through, should be coming hopefully tomorrow. So I will get to enjoy that. And we're also going to be reviewing DC's All In. And I got a chance to read that too. And I'm going to tell you, Des, you're going to love it. You are going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. The surprises in it, spoilers would just be, you would love the spoilers, but we will talk about that next week. Yes, Bar Lord, I got to say, Absolute Power is really short. It was 2 months, a little around 2 months. But let me say this. Shorter, and it told a complete story, a whole story through all 4. There was no filler in this at all. Not even the side stories were filler. You cannot say that about Marvel's summer-long Dracula, Blade, what the hell was that? Blood Rain, Blood Hunt, Blood something. I don't know what it was called. That's how forgettable it was. But DC, on the other hand, yes, DC says Absolute Power, it matters to everything, and it really does, because reading what happens in All In, that then gives way to all the new books that are going to be coming out. And in the next segment, we're going to be talking about Bloodlust. Thank you, Easy Reader. God, how I totally spaced that. We're going to be talking about some of the problems I'm having with the new Marvel stuff. So, Barlord, yes, if you love Darkseid, All In is for you. And I'm glad, Garth Wong, you are enjoying. I am loving Absolute Power. I just think I have not been reading DC for a while. DC really pushed me away. I am not a huge Batman fan, and for years it felt like, it was the Bat comics. Everything was Batman in it. I like Batman villains, but I don't want to read 30 stories about Batman. But now they're really making the DC universe all about the heroes once again. And I think having Amanda Waller take down the heroes is going to show us why DC is known for its hero and what the legacy is about. So, Kelly, you do not have to read Absolute Power to get All In at all. You can just pick it up, and it's as long as you're familiar with who some of the heroes are, because they really do make someone. I don't want to spoil this. How can I put this? Okay. Hold on. They take a hero that has wanted so badly to be a hero and accept him in. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Until next week. Des, wait till you read it. Easy Reader, Blood Hunt. It is Blood Hunt. See, forgettable. Iron Man is the only 616 Marvel book I get anymore. Well, Barlord, you know that a new writer and artist is coming on it. Hopefully you're excited about that. Des and I will probably be reviewing the number 1, but I only had interest in Iron Man because he was married to Frost, and I love Frost. So that is my DC spot. We have another DC book coming at the end of the show with the new number 1s, but right now it's time for a commercial break. So stay tuned. I'll be right back on the Geek Chat on the Experience.
What do you call the place on Spider-Man's wrists where the webs come out? His website. I hate myself for writing that joke, but you'd make me feel so much better if you just visited our website. We have links to our merch, new release lists, all the show info, and so much more. TheEXPLive.com.
Ask your local comic shop to add Battle Quest comics to your pull list today. Boring old Tuesday. Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful comics.
I'm very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sales shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books,
Pixie! Momo books for you.
a cute dog, weird accents,
69, bro!
a wheel of skid bark.
They do wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Haktua magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri, Tuesday nights, part of the experience.
Hey everyone, welcome back. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I'm Beardy Rich, the comic book Beardy. I love comic books. I love talking about comic books. So, here we are. I'm alone. Dez is in Japan. And we have a giveaway. Type in hashtag EXPTGC variant to win this Dazzler number 1 in 25 Yasmin Putri variant. We reviewed Dazzler on last week's show, and you can go on YouTube or the Experience Facebook page, go back a week and watch it if you'd like. So, Barlord, yes, the writer of the book was sending out sticker packs. That's kind of interesting and pretty cool marketing if that's the truth. Wow. So next up in our checking it out, I will be checking out this week's new X books. Not all of them, just 3, because sadly, with DC doing its all in, I will be going all in on DC for a while. Marvel really has made it their life mission to make me not want to read their books. No, that's not true. I'm just kidding, everyone. I'm just not enjoying what they're putting out right at the moment. And I have never been on either or. I grew up reading both DC and Marvel. I loved the Uncanny X-Men and I loved the Teen Titans. I grew up with both of those super groups. Then we brought in the Legion, the Justice Society, All-Star Squadron. I read early Avengers, Defenders, Champions. But it just seems right now that after the Krakoan age, and this is just me, this is an opinion show, and my opinion is they're rehashing a lot of old ideas that I've already read. See, when you read comic books in the 80s, 90s, and the aughts, and then you want to read a comic book in 2024, it's a rehash of stuff they've done. And that brings me to my first book. So I read the 3 X books in order of, God, what's a nice way to say this? Tolerance, maybe would be the word. So the first book up is NYX. And Kelly, I know you really are enjoying this book, but I'm not. So, all right, let's get this out of the way. Jackson Lansing and Colin Kelly are the writers. The artist is Francisco Mortarino. The color artist is Raul Angulo. And the letter is VC's Joe Sabino. I can't wait to meet you, Mr. Joe Sabino. I want to shake your hand. Just not the hand that you ink with. Then again, it's all done by computer now. Or letters, I mean. It's all done by computer. So, okay, everyone. NYX was Laura Kinney's first appearance book. Her and I think you pronounce her name Kitane, something like that. Had really nothing to do with the X world, but you stick the X in it and it's an X book. And that is what's happened here. They are in New York City, and it's Ms. Marvel, Laura Wolverine, Prodigy, Anole, and one of the Cuckoos. And this has villains like Julian Keller, Hellion, Empath. It has the names that I would want to read. I'm really excited for these people. Anole was one of the heroes in, I think it was, oh my God, I'm blanking on their names. It was the one where they were all slaughtered. The bus blew up. It was all that. So he has a thing about purifiers. I get it. I'm glad that the writers actually did their homework. But for me, most of this book is a rehash. So I want to just piggyback on Barlord. I don't think I've ever read anything Lansing and Kelly ever wrote. But I can tell you this book is not for me. In fact, I really do think this is it for me. I think I wanted to give it the first arc. But I think this is going to be the second casualty of the FOC, which is what retailers do every week. I think this is it for me. I really do. So let me tell you a little bit about this book. It is a story, and I want to say, like Kelly, they're all personal stories, and it has a thread. And the thread is they're all mutants, and they miss Krakoa, or some don't miss Krakoa. And in this, a nameless mutant dies, and there's going to be a celebration of life. But of course, anti-mutant people show up, and oddly enough, one of my favorite characters shows up too. Caliban makes an appearance in this. Spoilers. Caliban shows up, and now he is like the leader of the Morlocks. Okay, cool idea. And then, of course, the Purifiers show up, because why not? For me, I've read this story before. I've read this story many times before. And they're just inserting different characters into a rehash of past ideas. Hey, BB Hardcore Comics. The art is another big turnoff for me. The art in this, it isn't appealing to me. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't really want to be rude. I just feel like the forms are, it's a style. I'll just say that. It's a style. I don't want to talk much more about this book. They're trying. I get it. We've done Krakoa, and Krakoa was this giant, beautiful thing where mutants could be mutants. And yes, the art's very inconsistent. Oh my God. If only they look like that cover. I just don't know why why Marvel is deciding to rehash old ideas after they just did what I think was one of the best periods for mutants in the beginning. In the beginning, it was really cool because okay, I'll show you an example of the art, Dad Beardy. Let me find, okay. So, forms are are there, but it's more of a, it just isn't, it isn't a style for me. Not a style for me. So the next book, I'm on the edge of canceling this book too, is X-Force. We're putting the negative stuff in the middle, I feel. I want to get you guys, I don't want to be totally down. We had a really good start of the show, but now we're doing these, and it really pains me to have to say this stuff because I love my X books. So this is X-Force number 3. The writer is Jeffrey Thorne. The artist is Marcus Toe, and let me tell you, his art is amazing. Color artist is Eric Arsenigia, and the letter is VC's Joe Caramagna. I love that. I love that. And that cover is by Steven Segovia, who I wish was penciling NYX because I love his art. To some comments real quick. Barlord, yes, it's way better than I could draw. I don't ever attempt to draw anything, but I just feel like if you're gonna pick an artist for a book, I can't wait because I got to read Absolute Wonder Woman today, and I cannot wait for Des and I to talk about this. I cannot wait to find out his opinion on the art. So back to this book. The Anti-Mutant Hysteria, thank you, Easy Reader. That is one of my biggest problems. That is one of them. One of them is the fact that we have been there, done that. Been there, done that. Chuck Austin, remember when he was writing and he had all the mutants crucified? Okay. We had the Purifiers. We have every human anti-mutant out there. You don't have to know how to run a kitchen to know if you like the food. I don't like much food. So, yes. Okay, back to this book. I love the concept of this book. Forge has built this device which tells him when problems are going to happen, and they have Sage. Love Sage. I've loved Sage since she was Tessa in her little bustier working for Sebastian Shaw. That's how long I've loved Tessa. You've got a new person, Tank, that 3 issues in we know absolutely nothing about. Never seen him without his mask or her. Don't know who the person is. We don't know anything about Tank 3 issues in. Captain Britain, who used to be called Psylocke, who's not Psylocke because Quanon is now Psylocke, and Psylocke is now Captain Britain, who's dating Ascani, who used to be known as Phoenix, who's Rachel, who I love. Excalibur, I think, was the best book she's ever been in. And Surge, again, much like NYX, they're pulling younger, older mutants instead of making their own up. And, thank you, BB Hardcore. I've been reading them enough. I know a lot about them. And I love them. I'm passionate about the X books. I always have been. Okay, so this issue, we get to see the son of Ms. America and Whizzer. And if you're an Avengers fan, you are going to recognize, I have to get his name right for everyone. I think it's Nuclon. And he says his name enough too. Yeah. Nuclo. And he is going to explode or something. I have zero idea why he's rampaging, but he's actually a child. So Rachel uses her powers, as she should, goes into his mind, and gets attacked by Avengers, and it's weird. There's no stopping anything in this book. There's no time to breathe. It's always going, which is good. It's a comic book. It needs action. But then you're learning little things like Rachel's having problems with her powers. Why? Not Psylocke, I'm very sorry. Captain Britain, she can form her swords, but she forms this giant sword to stab Nuclo? I don't know. The book was a mess. The best thing I can say about this book was the art was amazing. I also got the Clayton Crane, who is an underrated artist. I love his stuff so much. Clayton Crane has been doing a set of covers for these, and I've been collecting all his covers. I gotta be honest, the covers are really the reason I'm gonna buy these, maybe, at least while Clayton Crane is doing them. The book's a mess. I don't understand what's going on, and Tank is a hero that I have no clue. No clue. No clue. Space Case Cards. Yes, I'm having a very hard time, as you can hear, reading anything about these X books. And now, Barlord, what do you mean I'm killing ya? I'm being honest. These people want honesty. They want sugar-coatedness. They want honesty. And we're gonna get honest about Uncanny X-Men. It is Uncanny X-Men number 3 by the always amazing Gail Simone. Always amazing. Amazing David Marquez. Color artist is Matthew Wilson. VC's Clayton Cowles did the lettering. And that cover that you see is by David Marquez. One of my favorite artists, Luciano Vecchio, has been doing spotlight covers. And they're really beautiful. But I picked the Fuzzy Elf reading a Wolverine comic book upside down. Let me get that in for you. I just think that is beautiful. Beautiful. Nicola Scott covers. I have not seen those. I'm going to have to look up those. I love Nicola Scott. She's been doing for DC. She's been doing kind of what Russell Dodderman has been doing, where he does all their different costume variants. And I don't think I have one handy, but Nicola Scott's been doing those for the DC books, and they've been really nice too. Let's get into this book. Space Case Cards. The outliers are kids. I have, not we, y'all don't know, maybe some of you do, but it seems every 5 years a new Slayer is born. No. New mutants are born. Even when mutants couldn't be born, Hope and the Five Lights, bam, they were born. We have the teams that Prodigy and Surge and Anole were on. We've got the New Mutants, of course. So for me, I'm just going to say this. Okay, we have 4 more New Mutants. One of them is going to be a traitor. And they all are not very friendly. Oh, Gen X. Thank you. Forgot about Gen Xers, which I think Gen X was born one of the best ways because of I'm going to say it wrong. I say all words wrong. I don't care anymore. The Phalanx, they are the reason why we got Gen X. And I loved that, That was very organic to storytelling back in the day. These mutants that were going to be targeted, and they even had I can't remember which one it was. One of them was going to betray them. He turned out he was one of the Phalanx. But it was organic to the story. Hope and the Five Lights, that was some promise. By the way, I just realized they actually took Hope off the board. They killed her. But then we're going to bring in 4 more. Their powers are quite, Gail Simone has quite the imagination on her. One was born with no heart. He has a black hole for a heart. One bonds with her horse and told the worst origin story. You just know it's fake. And I think that might be a red herring, making us readers believe she's the one that's going to betray him. There's Ransom. He's the one. There's, oh God, what the hell's her name? These names are, whatever. She's the one that runs fast with a stopwatch. I don't know. Let me get to the book. Gail Simone is trying to write the X-Men the way an older fan would want to read it. Meaning, there's heart in the story. There's talking about Rogue and her feeling like she has to step up because Professor X is in Grimulk in the jail now. Wolverine leaves. Wolverine meets the villain. Like, the book did not, it hit the notes that I needed it to hit for an X book. But I just don't feel it's moving X enough for me. I know it's weird. I'm going to say this. I don't feel this X book, and it has the classic Uncanny X-Men on it, for me, it's trying to get the idea of what the X-Men are in the core, but it's missing it for me right now. I will be continuing on with this book. I love the art. I love Gail Simone. She isn't going to lead us down a bad road. Her Secret Six was one of the best books I think DC put out in that time frame. If you have to go back and read it, she's known for her character building. And I think, again, we're 3 issues in, Rich. Just let her work. And I'm going to let her work. Yes, Claremont should be writing X-Men, but the problem with Claremont is they give him his stories. He is X. Like, he is, for me, he is Grandfather X. He will always be Grandfather X. But I don't think the new generation, would grasp what he's trying to write. And I honestly don't believe Marvel would allow him to write so many books. Because you got to remember, readers have a short attention span. Books only go to like issues 13, 14, 20. Claremont likes to build over years. So Kelly, it isn't pacing or continuity. It's just something new that I have to get through. Whereas in NYX, that story is not for me. It's not for me at all. I have faith in Gail, and I will continue reading. I'll continue reading this book. I have gone over my time, though, because I like to talk. And we have to do a commercial. Come back, please.
We know you probably get a lot of emails, but could you please make sure to sign up for our mailing list? We don't send a lot of emails, and we try not to bother you. We just want to give you the best information about all the cool stuff that's going on around here. Sign up on our website, theexplive.com.
You love comic books. You collect comic books. But even if you own a rare, expensive issue, it's still a copy. How would you like to own a piece of comic book history? The actual art pages the comics were made from? Oh no, you say. That's too expensive. Regular people can't afford that stuff. Can they? Nick Ferrucci says yes. Join the founder of Dynamite Entertainment for the original art experience on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Incredible art at almost unbelievable prices. Does he have some high-dollar pieces for the high rollers? Sure, but Nick always makes sure to find amazing pieces priced for the fledgling collector. You can collect original comic art. The original art experience. Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Part of the experience.
Symphonic verses, Nocturne's romance. A song of romanticized darkness, dreaming death by sleep.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat. I'm Beardy Rich, the Combo Gritty. I am alone today. My co-host Des is in Japan, and you are watching us on The Experience. Be sure to stay tuned, because after the Geek Chat is Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. They've got some great guests for you tonight. JD will be telling us who in the comments. They follow us. They are a sketch show, and they talk, and they draw, and they do great stuff. I want to get to some comments real quick. Yes, I was a little upset that Hickman's, a lot of his plots were abandoned. I don't think the end of what happened in the X-Men was any of Hickman's idea. Yes, Des, I do have faith in Gail Simone. I think she's an amazing writer. It's funny, Faith is Valiant. We reviewed that book a very long time ago, too. Right, we are back down, and I would love to see Rasputin again, but you know what? I have a bad feeling that they are done with all that stuff. They are not. I don't think any of that's going to get talked about again. Yeah, they are moving on their own way, and like we said earlier, it's all about mutants being hated again. So, and on Sketch Up with Mog and Mel, we have Trevor Fernandez Linkiewicz, creator of Comic Rise, plus a panel of amazing artists. Be sure to watch. You can head to The Experience on Facebook and see what shows are on when. You can head to their webpage, which JD will tell me the name of that too, to see what's on when and sign up on the mailing list as well. But next up, I've got a couple number ones that I handpicked. Des was like, you want to read these books? I was like, yes. So first up, it's comicshoppingexperience.com. Head there. First up, I have been a fan of this person for many, 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 many years. He is the main man. He is the baddest beep in the universe, and his name is Lobo. Thank you, Hydra Asylum Comics. I am really trying tonight. Wow, I was so excited. I wish I could have tortured Des and made him read this. So, yes, you need to buy this comic or a child might see it. Now, interesting little thing before we get into this book. They put that on the cover, but there's still no real swearing in this book. And I thought that was pretty cool. There's lots of guts and hearts and heads being smashed, and oh my god, it was visually holy moly. See, I'm doing real good not swearing either, because we don't swear on The Experience. The story, the credits are in the back. Give me 1 second, everyone. I gotta find the credits. It's somewhere. I know, Rich, you should be more prepared. Okay, the Lobo cancellation special. That is, that's exactly what they called it. It's funny. It's funny. Kyle Starks was the writer. Now, Kyle Holtz. I love his art. I will read pretty much anything if I see his name on it. In fact, there was during the whole Blood Hunt stuff, he was penciling one of the books I said no to, and I saw he was drawing it, and I was like, I need that book. I need that book. I got that book. Dan Brown is the colorist. Tom Napolitano was the letterer. And that cover was by Kyle Holtz and Dan Brown. And Simon Bisley did the variant cover, which I had to have, because as much as I love Holtz, I love Simon Bisley even more. That is just gorgeous cover. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. So, this book, someone takes Lobo down. Yes. Takes him down, steals all his stuff, and leaves him for death on a planet. Oh my god. Yes. He wakes up. Where am I? And then pretty much kills 90% of the aliens' population. Leaves a couple of them. And he's like, what happened? What happened? Why am I here? And then a giant spaceship comes down and says, are you Lobo? He's like, well, I am Lobo. We need you. And the story goes on from there. And that's all I'm going to say, because I really liked this. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was funny. there is, okay, so if you look on your screen, you see a little creature, tiny little creature on his shoulder. He names that my dick. There are a ton of funny little one-liners throughout the book about his dick. I mean, my dick. Not my dick. My dick meaning that. And like he goes to give it to someone, and the guy puts out one hand. He goes, "Oh no, you need two hands to hold my dick." I mean, it's his name, Midiq, my dick. It makes sense to the story, Kelly. Anyhow, this was hysterical. Barlord, he does. He does, because he needs his bike back. He needs his jacket back. He needs his toys back. So yes, he goes after this person, and it is great. In the end, it's a Lobo book, so yeah, there's lots of blood and guts. I love this. If you like stupid fun with it is very juvenile. It is so much fun. I loved it. Loved it. I recommend this book so much. So much. We're only going to get to one more book, and I'm going to pick this other book that I absolutely loved. Turtles of Grayskull! Yes. Dark Horse Comics gives us the Mutant Ninja Turtles and He-Man. Oh my God, Barlord. That would be awesome. So, let's get this out of the way so I can talk about this great book. The script was by Tim Seeley. The art is by Freddie E. Williams II. Now, I will also read pretty much anything Freddie E. Williams II draws, because, yes, Hydra Asylum, I did too. But, okay, the color is by Andrew Dahlhaus, and the lettering was done by And World Design. Okay. Nemo, Des, yes, why not? Why not? My biggest problem with this book is the first 5 to 6 pages is one giant info dump. Holy, just, wow. Turtles on the Half Shell, let me tell you, info dump. I don't know if there was a better way maybe to catch readers up. I don't know if there was a better way to allude to what's going on, maybe telling it in the story, but I really feel like Tim Seeley's idea was maybe more than 4 issues, because I think it's a 4-issue book. But how much fun is this? You have Michelangelo wearing a He-Man wig. Oh, yes, I said that. You've got Donatello with Man-at-Arms neck guard. Like, they're all wearing Eternia outfits. It is so much fun. You've got the Bebop, Shredder, Krang, Skeletor. They all have great new costumes. The art is fantastic. And then the multiverse. I know we're all sick. I know we're all sick of the multiverse, people. I know we are. But something happens. And then halfway through the book, it changes. And now we're on a battle world. Oh my God. What the hell? What the hell? And He-Man shows up. The actual He-Man shows up. Craziness. Craziness, I tell you. If you want a fun book, if you like He-Man, if you like the Masters of the Universe, if you like the Turtles, and if you want to mash up, buy this book. It is so much fun. I'm really happy I started on a good note. I'm really happy I enjoyed the last 2 books. The last book I was going to review, is the new Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween. I'm glad I don't have to talk about it, because I had some problems with it. It was just okay. But right now, it is time for the drawing. So everyone, put your hashtags in. Hashtag experience TGC variant. It's time. We want to give you this great Dazzler cover by by Yasmin Putri. It's a 1 in 25. I'm all excited to give it away. That's why I'm just so excited. Are we ready, everyone? Are we ready? That's it? All right. Spin it. Oh, I hope someone really good. no. Yes. Oh, congratulations! You have won Dazzler #1. Be sure to fill out this form so that we can mail it to you. We want to make sure you have this. It's yours. Yes. So next week, Absolute Power 4, all in #1, and another book we'll decide. I don't know what. But be sure to join us. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I got through it. I'm very excited. Yeah, that was our show. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. Got my pizza and your prize. I thought it said pizza. Yes, I'm glad you got your Wolverine #1 and pizza. Pizza's always good. All right, everyone. Thank you again. We will see you next week. Geek Chat out.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.